Welcome to the Hire Arabia podcast, powered by Matchmaker Number One. I'm Ines Mokrani, recruiter, coach, and connector of talent across Europe and the Middle East. In this podcast, we explore the challenges, opportunities, and success stories of hiring in one of the world's most dynamic regions. Let's dive in. Thinking about selling in Saudi Arabia or already in KSA? Before you negotiate anything, you need to know the real 2026 salary benchmarks. Beyond the numbers, you need to understand how long hiring actually takes, because in this market, timing matters more than most people think. This is a market reality sales deep dive. We're skipping the averages and the recruiter talk to give you the facts from Riyadh and Jeddah. Let's dive into our first segment, SDR and BDR roles. These are the growth engines of the KSA market right now. For entry to mid-level SDRs, base salaries are currently benchmarking between 8,000 and 12,000 SAR. When you factor in the OTE or on-target earnings, those figures rise to between 12 and 18,000 SAR. Strong variance exists based on your sector. SaaS is king, and whether you're Arabic capable. Native speakers command a premium. Reality check. Companies are looking for clear outbound metrics. Junior but motivated simply doesn't get offers approved anymore. Moving on to the closing roles, account executives and senior AEs are seeing a significant shift in scope and compensation. Base salaries for account executives now range from 18,000 to 28,000 SR per month. With a full commission structure, your OTE should sit comfortably between 30,000 and 45,000 SR. What drives the top end of that range? First, it's the shift from SMB to enterprise-level deal management. Second, and most importantly, is existing KSA pipeline experience. Having a local network is your biggest asset. A quick warning, titles are often inflated in this region. Focus on the actual scope of the role, not what's on the business card. Now let's talk about leadership. Hiring for sales managers and heads of sales is a different game entirely. For sales managers, we're seeing base salaries starting at 30,000 and scaling up to 45,000 SAR. Heads of sales can expect 45 to 65,000, and in some cases even higher for regional leadership roles. At this level, you're responsible for team build-outs, regional strategy, and often reporting directly to global HQ. The reality of leadership hiring? It takes longer, and the approval process is often deeply political. Patience is key. Next, let's break down the actual hiring timeline. Knowing what to expect will save you a lot of frustration. For SDR and AE positions, the typical timeline from first interview to offer is between 3 and 6 weeks. For managerial and leadership roles, prepare for a longer haul, typically 6 to 10 weeks, sometimes more. Expect common blockers like late budget approvals and the search for better options during internal alignment meetings. And remember this golden rule in KSA recruitment. Silence does not necessarily mean rejection. Keep the dialogue open. For those looking to move, let's look at the logistics. Visa and relocation are critical parts of the deal. Sponsorship is the standard. If you're a strong candidate, the visa itself is rarely a blocker for the company. However, being already in region is a massive advantage. Companies prefer candidates who can start immediately. A clear, firm start date is your best leverage during the final stages of a negotiation. Show them you're ready. So, what actually gets those offers signed and approved quickly? It comes down to 4 things. First, quota proof. The market wants hard numbers and evidence of success, not just descriptions of duties. Second, a short, high-impact sales portfolio that demonstrates your process and your biggest wins. Third, a clear understanding of KSA-specific buying cycles. This shows you're ready to hit the ground running. And finally, confidence without arrogance. Humility paired with competence is the winning combination in this culture. If you want realistic benchmarks and not just LinkedIn fantasy, subscribe to keep your finger on the pulse of the KSA market. In our next deep dive, we'll compare UAE and KSA sales careers to see which market really fits your long-term goals. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Good luck with your upcoming negotiations. Thank you for tuning in to the Hire Arabia podcast, brought to you by Matchmaker Number One. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, share, and leave us a review. It helps us connect even more talent with opportunity. See you next time. Until then, keep building bridges between cultures and careers.